Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. Time for our Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. We're going to try out the Class 86 today, but I'm going to try to show you what is actually wrong with the train the way it was designed in this game. There actually turns out to be a problem with one of the mechanisms related to power for the train, and I'll explain that when we get there. It's not something that was introduced in a recent bug, by the way. There has been a recent bug introduced. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to something completely different. So we'll take a look at that in a little while here. In the meantime, the scenario is called Hand Over. Drive the Class 86 passenger train assembled in the Polmody Hop scenario from Glasgow Central down to Carstairs, stopping at Motherwell. Notice it says in all capitals, Expert Mode Only. Excuse me. That basically means simple controls will not work with this train. You cannot drive this train with simple controls, so expert controls are forced for this scenario, because there is a tap charger method that does not work in simple controls. It's basically that simple. So we're going to go ahead and give this a shot. I have already driven a couple scenarios with this to get a feel for it in the past. We're going to try and pick it up again here. So let's get started with it. You are all set. Your scheduled stops are Motherwell and Carstairs, where you will be relieved by another driver. Fun little fact as well, the train that took us here is gone. It's not here. Sayonara. So we're going to go ahead and get in the cab. Let's see if we can get this train moving. It is a bit of a fussy train in terms of how you operate it. You have to get used to the whole tap charger thing, which means tap on, and you go. Tap on another level, and you go again. Keep going. Of course, the challenge is keeping the train within the speed limit as you go and not losing your tap charge completely, which I already just tried this once just now. I have finished this scenario before. But I just tried this once just now, and I actually had a problem with my tap charge. I don't know what happened with it. So I've taken the tap charge down a couple levels. I'm going to take it one more level. Let's see if I'm okay here. So we're moving into the 20 section. Now I'm just going to take my time coming out of here, because I currently don't trust the train I'm driving. So there's the 20. I'm going to try to tap on. It is working, so we're going to go ahead and gain a little bit of speed here. So we are at a low tap level. I'm hoping we gain speed only to 20 without hitting the 25, but I think we're going to be at 20 before we get to the 25. So I'm going to have to take the tap level back down. So I'm going to tap down again. That should stop our speed increase. We're staying right at 19.5 and below. We are passing the 25 now, so I will be tapping the speed back on in a moment. As you see, I just tapped it back on because we are coming into the 25. I should be alright at this point, I think. Yes, we are. So this is the kind of train you kind of have to read a manual to fully understand how you operate it. There are 38 levels that you can have this train going at. Of course, if you go up too fast, too much at a time, you're going to have problems with maintaining your speed properly. So you kind of want to just tap it up gently, and then as you need to tap it down gently too. Typically, you can hold it 100% or 2% as a tap up, tap down, respectively. But the problem with this train in the way it was programmed is that the tap down does not work. So you can't actually tap the train down at all, unfortunately. You either have to take the whole train down, or you have to either tap down one at a time, or you have to bring the train to a complete stop. And last time I brought this train to a complete stop, I couldn't start again. So I'm a little concerned about this scenario. Green signal. Trying to control my power here because I am entering the 75, but we are still in the 30. There's a 75 sign. I've taken the tap off for a moment. Still gaining slightly, but I think I'm going to be okay. Alright, let's go. I'm putting several tap levels on now. I just put 5 tap levels on to give me a good increase. The nice thing is we don't have a timetable to work with, so I'm able to go at my leisure just to play with the train and get used to it. We have 11 miles to go to Motherwell. Now in a future scenario, I will try to look into putting the fix for the train in, so I can show you how that works with the fix in there. I also, turn out, need to edit a couple of the career scenarios that include this train, because the career scenarios are not properly scored at all in terms of their timings. I have found out one in particular, the Argyle line. You cannot make any of the timings, and I literally mean any of the timings. I tried it 5 times. I don't think I made a single timing on any of those 5 attempts. So it's a little iffy. I see a yellow signal. So that's a double yellow. So 9/10 of a mile from where we are, we have a red signal. Might be just a train passing by. I have no information that we're following anyone today. Gonna start slowing down just to be sure. Wait, that's a green signal. We're good to go. So whatever, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Whatever was in our way is now out of our way. So now entering an 80 speed limit. That's actually still about 3/4 of a mile away, but we are coming to it. Green signals do continue. Adding extra tap levels now. I think that line that just left goes towards the suburban Glasgow, the North Clyde line area, so it would go through Glasgow Central again, heading to Anderson Exhibition Centre and then on to Partick on the suburban Glasgow route. There will be a line coming in from the other direction as well. I might also have the wrong area because I haven't seen that line yet. gonna check that because I actually haven't seen the area coming in from that yet. So let's look where we are on the map. We are right over here, and I was wrong. That's a different line. That's a completely different line. The line that I was thinking of was way back here. We're way past it, so I didn't call it out when it came. The line that we passed actually goes towards Coatbridge Sunnyside. See the train going by, so there's a service going to Polmedy. We have a green signal. Because we're not under an actual timetable, I am taking my time gaining speed, so I am kind of going at a relaxed pace. Under a timetable, I would not be necessarily this relaxed. But now that I also know some of the scenarios back here were not timed very well, I'm probably going to be editing a lot of timetables anyway. So don't expect me to run a lot of career scenarios or a lot of timetable scenarios for now. I have a whole bevy of other scenarios I can do in the meantime. Once I get time to actually fix up all the other scenarios, I will be giving runs of them as well. But I'll be showing you what I've edited in those cases. There is one, though, that I know is okay that I can fix. And I will run that one for you. That's a Class 47 scenario. I may do that next weekend. I haven't decided yet. Get some more tap power on. Green signal. We are now 6 miles from Motherwell, so a little bit more than that actually, so we'll be there probably at this pace in about 5 minutes. Maybe 5.5. Oh, sorry, that was 5 miles, so it's going to be less than that actually. More like 4 minutes. I think this is Newton Station. I might be missing one in the middle, but I know Newton is along our path somewhere. Newton might be on a different line, though, and we might not actually have access to Newton, so I probably have that station wrong. Apologies, I don't have my notes in front of me, and I don't have any electronic device to check that either, so I may add some information on the edit as to what these stations are. I will be able to tell you where Motherwell is. I'll be able to tell you where the Ravensruther Yard is, because I know there's a scenario I've done in that area. And I'll be able to tell you where Carluke is, because those are our main areas that we're going to go into. And maybe Carstairs if we get there. I think today we finished at Carluke. No, we do finish at Carstairs. Sorry. We do finish at Carstairs. From Carstairs, this route is actually very, very country. You actually, I should be going 90, but I'll leave it where it is. This route becomes very, very country when you get to Carluke, because what happens is you go a long way over a mountain, and it's not until Lockerbie that you see a station stop again. And that's the only stop en route to Carlisle. So we are definitely in a country area here. There were some stations that did exist near Carlisle, and I know this from having researched the Western Lines of Scotland route. There were some line stations that used to be open in that area that I commented on during the Christmas series, the final Christmas scenario. And turns out that they were all closed. I tried to point out where some of those were as we came across them. I'm not sure about the rest of the West Coast Main Line, how many closed stations were on that route, but I think there are a couple of name points that could have been stations. There are not today. There is Motherwell coming up. I'm going to start tapping down. Going to go ahead and put some brakes on as well. Just because of the way this train operates, I want to make sure I come in at a good pace. We're going to take that off because I think we're doing good enough for that. I'm going to actually tap some power back on for a moment because I need to maintain some speed. So I broke a little too early, but I'm still a little... Oh! Nice job, car. You almost got killed. Anyway. Oh, that vehicle just disappeared. So, now that I'm getting distracted, I'm a little trepidatious with this train. I still don't know perfectly how to run this train, and as a result, I'm actually a little more trepidatious about my stop, so I hit the brakes a lot earlier than I should have. While I was trying to do the other scenario that is career mode, I actually found that the timings were bad even when I did try to give myself the most time with quick stops. I remember playing one scenario, I came about 8 minutes late. I don't know why I have this much power. I did not plan to do that. Brakes, please. Did I just do that perfectly? Did I somehow do that perfectly? I somehow did that perfectly, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do our stop now at Motherwell Platform 1 while I pull that horseshoe out of my butt. Leaving Motherwell. Our next and final stop on this short service is Carstairs. We are under an 80-mile-per-hour speed limit. I'm going to try to bring this train up to some reasonable amount of speed. We're going to be moving into a 90 and then into a 95 following that. So we're going to go ahead and try and tap the train up this time. So when I notice the speed acceleration stops, I'm going to go ahead and add some more power to the train. So it's slowing down now, we're going to add more. So knowing that the tap down does not work on this train, I'm trying to do the tapping manually all the way. Once I get that fixed in, I should be able to drive this train normally with tap up and tap down facilities. For right now, I'm going to do what I can to try to show you how you can drive this carefully. Tapping up does work. I can hold down the to 100%, it will increase the charge, but because the charges can go up too quickly, I kind of don't want to do that. It's only good for going a few at a time, and then you bring it back to neutral. I just added about 9 charges there. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit to try to give you a view of the tap meters if I can. As we come up to a 90 speed limit, you can see those tap meters are, again, those... actually, it's the one on the far right, not the green, red, yellow one. But the ones on the far right. So as I tap up and down, you see the dial moving on the one to the right of the second yellow, red, green. That is the one that's showing my tap charge power. So that's the one that shows what level my power is at. So I was about halfway up the meter. I'm adding a few more. I'm not sure what the second tap meter is for, but it looks like the same thing. There's a 70 coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and tap down. We are going to have an uphill section coming up, so I should be alright anyway. Carstairs is still 13 miles away, so we have a ways to go yet. We have a 60 coming up as well, so I am going to have to slow this down a little bit. There's another 70 right after the 60, so I'm taking the taps right off now. I can see the meter going down a little bit. Thank you for the warning. That's for the 70, not for the 60. But we're already down to 70. I'm going to put the little brakes on to get down to 60. Just a little bit, not much. So since that warning was for the speed, not for the signal, we're good with another green signal. That's for the 60. You see we're going to 60, 70, 80, 90 again. I'm going to put a little more brakes on. I'm going to need them. So that helped a little. That'll do. So we're now down to 60 miles per hour exactly as we enter the speed limit. There's a line going off, I believe, into a siding or something. That might actually be a different line completely. I wonder if that might be the line to Holytown I just passed. Let's just verify this very, very quickly as I see a green signal up ahead. We're right here, and that does look like it might have been the line to Holytown. So you see the portal right here? It's going to... Actually, no, that's to Colt Ness. That's the line to Colt Ness. Now, Holytown's on our map. I'm getting confused. Holytown is on our map. This is a huge route, so there's a lot of places on this map to keep straight here. We're now in an 80 speed limit, so I'm going to start tapping up again. I could have done that as soon as we got to the 70. We're now entering a 90 and a 95. We're still 10 miles away from Carstairs. Which, if we were to get to 90 miles per hour, would be done in about 7 minutes. If you include slowing down in there. I think we're going to be coming up to Carluke at some point soon. So you may remember that earlier this week we did play the A-Class 66 scenario. I did publish that. So I'm looking at doing another Class 66 scenario. I won't spoil which one yet, but I am looking at one of the Armstrong Powerhouse scenarios. So I'll let you muse on that as to which one I might be looking at. So I made it up to the 80s. I'm going to start working my way towards the 90s. The top meter is very, very high right now. I can see it on the right side there. If I zoom in a little again, you can see if I hide that, there it is very high. It's in the yellow area on the HUD to the right of that. Or on the meter to the right of that. Our speed limit is now 95, by the way. Now, just because we can doesn't mean I'm going to. I'm going to try to operate around 90. That should be sufficient for our purpose. So I'm going to start topping down a little bit now because I'm getting close to that. There is a 100 coming up. Again, just because we can doesn't mean we will. I don't know if this train can go 100 or not. My tapping down is having an effect. The speed increase has slowed, so I'm going to tap a few more levels off. Back around the middle of the tap charge panel now, and I'm still gaining speed into the 90s. Very, very lightly though. I'm going to tap it down a little more. We are under 5 miles to go, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep it around 90 as long as I can. This is basically 3 more minutes of driving right here if we don't slow down, but we're going to have to slow down. Also, when I ran this scenario another time, I actually got some lag as I came towards Carstairs. If I get that, I will cut it out. I'm holding very steady at 90.4 miles per hour. That's what I wanted to do, even in the 100. I don't have to go 100, and I'm not going to. In a future scenario, though, where there's a time situation, I might have to. We have almost 1 3/4 miles range on the HUD, so about 1.6, 1.7 miles out. There's a level crossing. Those always get me off guard. I think we just passed some emergency crossovers there. Here's, oh no, that's the track connecting to Lanark. That goes towards the Lanark area. So that might have been the no, Floreston's somewhere else. I did not mean to do that. Lanark is way down here in this corner. So there's where Lanark is located. That means we're not too far away from Carstairs. I'm going to continue to tap down, because there is a 90 coming up as the speed limit. So I've got my tap charge very much lower now. I'm going to start slowing down now in advance of Carstairs, which is a little less than a mile and a half away now. More brakes. That, I believe, somewhere in this area is the Ravensruther platform. Or not platform, but sidings. It's just a couple of sidings curving away from the track in each direction, but they are there. We might have already passed them, actually. I had that leg there, but it wasn't too bad this time. Still there, though. Now the route does continue to Carlisle, very, very long stretch, but we're not going to be taking it. We will respond to the signal. I think we have the luxury of a yellow signal in case we slip past it. We will not be entering the 125 section up ahead. Making sure the tap charger is off. I think I am not taking any more charge at this time. Put on a little bit just to crawl the end of the platform, and that will do. Once we're fully in the platform, I will bring the train to a stop. We have another warning for the single yellow signal up ahead. Irrelevant, we're stopping anyway. Another driver will take that single yellow and continue the drive. And here is arrival at Carstairs, platform number 1 at 18:51 and 17 seconds. I did not mean to do that. We're going to go ahead and open the doors. That's what I wanted to do. Let's look at our train. I just realized our headlights weren't on, so I turned them on for the next driver. Yay! That would get me fired for sure. Anyway, that's our first look at the Class 86, a train that I'm still trepidatious on driving, so you might not see me driving it much. Same with the 87. When the time comes, but maybe it'll operate better and smoother and work more properly. I don't know. We'll see when the time comes. I also need to try the AP86 and the standalone 86 DLC, the latter of which I'm told does work properly, unlike this one. So why the code wasn't patched onto this one, I don't know. But well done. You have completed your scheduled stops with no problems. Your shift is now ended. Make sure you tune in next time. Probably a Class 66 scenario will be next. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, evening, or night. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. I'm Cyclone. Bye-bye.